What's up, guys? Welcome back to Everyday Money. I am sure that you guys have heard that there is a new $1.9 trillion coronavirus stimulus package out there, and you probably wonder what's in it, when it's going to arrive, and what that means for you. Like any good government program, there is a ton of stuff in this bill, and I could probably make a video that's half an hour long going down every line item, but I'm guessing that there's probably three things that you all are most interested in because it is money that is coming to your pocket. So what I want to do is I want to go over these three items, kind of get in detail on them. I usually put this stuff out in like a 60-second short, but there's just more to it that I want to get into because these are the three items that I could almost guarantee and bet my entire reputation on these three items being in any stimulus bill that gets passed. And I think that there is some of the stuff in there that puts a really strong timeline on when this stuff is going to go through. First up is the $1,400 stimulus check. Now, this is something that Democrats campaigned on hardcore. I think that they will expend a ton of political capital to get these $1,400 stimulus checks, which they are claiming are $2,000 stimulus checks with the $600 stimulus check that was approved at the end of the Trump administration. So I imagine you guys have heard probably a lot about this, so I'm going to go through it rather quickly. It is going to be a $1,400 stimulus check that will go out to every adult and child. And the way it's going to break down is if you make up to $75,000 as an individual, you will get the full $1,400, and then it will phase out into nothing up to $100,000 for individuals. It will phase out to nothing up to $200,000 for couples. In addition to just the person and your partner getting a $1,400 stimulus check each for a total of $2,800, every child and dependent will also receive a $1,400 stimulus check. This is also going to include adult dependents, college students, and disabled adults, some of which were excluded in previous versions of the stimulus plan. As I said, I think that this is almost guaranteed to happen. I don't think that anything will come out of the stimulus plan that does not include the $1,400 stimulus check. If that would happen and it was either reduced in dollar amount or it was significantly curtailed and who would get it, I would imagine that the Democrats would end up taking it on the chin for campaigning on that and promoting that and then not delivering on that promise. So again, I think that that is almost 100% guaranteed item that will be in the next stimulus plan. Next up is expanded child tax credits. And this is actually a pretty big one that nobody is really talking about for the most part, because we're looking at up to $1,600 a year more for each child. And right now, the child tax credit is $2,000 per child under 17. And what the stimulus plan is proposing is for any children under 17 or up to the age of 17, it increases to a $3,000 tax credit. And then any child that's under 6, upgrade that to a $3,600 child tax credit. Now, there is some provisions in there where this may be able to be paid monthly instead of just receiving that credit on your tax returns. However, the concern that I have with that is that if you use up that credit throughout the year, when it comes time to do your taxes, you will not have that credit available anymore to offset any income that you had in taxable income, and that people may get hit with a tax bill at the end of the year because they've already exhausted that credit throughout the year, the calendar year. So that is something to be seen of how that would play out. But for now, the increase in these credits is just directly off of your tax bill. It's not like a deduction that reduces your taxable income. If you have to pay $4,000 in taxes and you have 2 children, you would get $6,000 in credits, and that would mean that you would end up getting $2,000 back because of these child tax credits. I believe that this is going to be pushed fairly hard by the Democrats, and I don't think that the Republicans will have a whole lot of pushback on it because it amounts to a tax cut, which is usually fairly popular with Republican lawmakers. So the third nearly guaranteed thing that's going to be in this stimulus bill is enhanced federal unemployment. Right now, the continuing unemployment claims are sitting at about 4.7 million, and that is above the about 2 million to 2.25 million average since about 1965 or so, and it's quite a bit higher than the 1.7 million continuing unemployment claims directly before the pandemic. And so I do think that enhanced unemployment is definitely going to be a thing in there. Currently, it is a $300 per week additional unemployment benefit, but that expires on March 14th. And I think that date is going to be very important when you're talking about when we can expect to see all of these measures and then the entire nearly $2 trillion stimulus bill. So the new plan provides for $400 a week additional unemployment from the federal government until August 29th. Now that March 14th deadline is probably going to be fairly important, and I think that there will be a lot of effort put forth to get this bill passed prior to that deadline. And now that is only about 3 weeks away from the time that I record this video, and I think that that's a pretty quick timeline for the federal government to work, but I would imagine that they will try to get this stimulus bill approved so that folks do not lose that extra $1,200 a month that they're getting now, and it'll be $1,600 a month after the bill is in place. I think that will be a major push so that there's no interruption in that federal enhanced unemployment assistance. Now, all of this is going to be pushed through the government, likely with a tool called budget reconciliation that allows the Senate to pass this bill with just a simple majority plus the tie-breaking vote from Vice President Harris. Typically, Senate bills need a 60-vote supermajority to avoid a filibuster, and the Democrats control the House, so they can just pass that with a simple majority. The reconciliation can be used on spending, revenue, and debt limit issues, and can be done one time per year per one of those issues. So it could be used up to 3 times a year and has been used several times in the past to move forward legislative items that otherwise couldn't be moved forward. So I hope that gives you guys some outlook on what is going to be going on with this stimulus bill as far as the 3 things that I think most folks are probably concerned with, especially folks that are out there that are unemployed and don't have any income. These will be direct cash items to you, and they may not, although the other portions may be important. I mean, you know that they're going to have virus testing, they're going to have vaccine production and distribution funds in there. There's paycheck protection stuff. There's things that get schools open, yada, yada, yada. But I think that these are probably the things that most folks are concerned with in the very near term. If you guys like this video, be sure to give me a big thumbs up. That really helps it out in the YouTube algorithm. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, subscribe to grow your wealth, increase your success, put you on the road to financial freedom. Every once in a while when major stuff comes out like this as far as stimulus bills or major financial news, I'll also give my take on that. I appreciate you guys watching today, and I will see you next time.